to be able to beat this LSU secondary if you're having to sit back in the pocket and throw the whole game. If you're Texas, you need your running backs, and you don't have your running backs. LSU wins, and I don't think it's going to be as close as people think.
Yeah, I see. I would want to pick Texas, but LSU got the defense. Defense wins championships, which is how it is. And they do have who is the former and soon-to-be SEC Player of the Week, Joe Burrow,
Don't bring
at
that
quarterback.
back.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back. Joe Burrow, I believe in what Joe Burrow is putting out there, and I think he's a great quarterback. I would go on to say that Joe Burrow, after this weekend, will be a top 3 quarterback in the SEC. I was
The nitty-gritty.
I was ridiculed. I was made fun of.
Where have you seen in this article that he is the number 1 quarterback off the board? That's a lie.
All I'm saying is,
Oh, gosh. I didn't like the way you said that.
all I'm saying is, Carter, is that by the time this season ends, Joe Burrow is going to be one of the best prospects in the NFL draft,
not what
and
you
he
said.
should be. Did you let me finish?
Go
That's
ahead.
what I thought.
Go ahead.
And he should be drafted number 1 overall in the draft because he has the size. He's a nice prototypical quarterback in the NFL that they love. A lot taller and a lot bigger than Kyler Murray is. I know we have this kind of affinity for these small guys running around, right? Like Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray and Tua Tagovailoa, right? But he's a bigger quarterback. He's a prototype quarterback, has a strong arm. He's really coming along in that system with his 9 touchdowns. He only had 16 last year. 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. 9-1 this year already. He played great against Texas. I know Texas has the Big 12 defense. I know the Big 12 isn't that good at defense in general, but I think he has the tools to be a great quarterback. And as you said before the break, what Jack said and how we kind of talked about during the break, Kuiper McShay, they're keying in on him. So that means watch out. He's coming. And when Joe Burrow beats Alabama later in the year, don't say nothing. The man is here. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. I mean, you are knee-jerk overreacting.
Nope.
Yes, you
Not
are.
at all.
Make the guy play in the SEC defense before we crown him the number 1 pick in the draft.
Okay, well, he's in that last year.
What?
And he's going to do it this year.
He wasn't that good last year.
He wasn't, but it's not like he did not play an SEC defense last year.
No.
And he's going to do that this year.
You are basing this off his ridiculous play through 2 weeks. Yes.
No,
yes,
I'm
they've been
basing
great.
it off of the progression that he's made from year 1 with LSU, where he did show some good signs, although he did have bad games. Did Joe Burrow have bad games last year? Absolutely. But he also had signs of good games, of he could be that prototype quarterback in the NFL. He showed the signs. Whether for all 4 quarters, probably not. I mean, heck, even Auburn hasn't played a full 4 quarters of good football yet in 2 games. Okay? But Joe Burrow has made that transition. He's made that jump. And Joe Burrow is the best quarterback LSU has had since Jamarcus Russell. Now, when we go to NFL, that ain't saying much. Okay? Because we know Jamarcus Russell ended for the Raiders.
Hey, he can throw a football from his knees 80 yards out the back of the end zone out of the stadium.
He can. But Joe Burrow is one of the best quarterbacks LSU's ever had. He's running one of the best offenses LSU's seen in the last, I guess, 10 to 15 years. Les Miles is not even at LSU anymore because he could not find a quarterback like Joe Burrow. If Les Miles found Joe Burrow years ago when he needed him most, if he could find that Joe Burrow quarterback, he would still be at LSU.
Ed O wouldn't have found Joe Burrow if it wasn't for the transfer portal.
Hey, transfer
No,
portal.
I think it's just a different era that we're talking about here.
A good captain goes down with the ship. No matter if LSU loses, I got to stick with my man Joe Burrow and the LSU team. I said it a couple weeks ago. I think they can walk into Tuscaloosa and win. That hasn't changed. I know that it may be a little bit of a tougher matchup for LSU. Their defense has to step up and play the game of their lives. But that offense, scary good. And I think they may expose Alabama secondary. The Alabama secondary, it got some cracks in it. Joe Burrow and the LSU Tigers team walking into Bryant-Denny, they're going to get the big dub. And LSU's going to prove why. It's going to be them and Ohio State in the national championship game.
Which score?
My score will be LSU 31, Alabama 27. Those two,
Yes.
they are very, very good at stopping, I would say, just the middle of the field in general, rush defense.
Okay.
They're very good at that.
Yeah, rush defense, because they hadn't given up a rush touchdown to Auburn. What's LSU's bread and butter on the offensive side of the ball?
LSU's bread and butter is establishing the run, setting up Joe Burrow with time in the pocket for play action and just passing in general. But it is all about establishing the run.
Okay, and having said that, you said exactly what I needed you to. Do you think LSU can win this game or get something going in the second half after, both teams kind of stall out early with just the passing game? Or does Clyde Edwards-Helaire have to run for probably 80 to 100 yards?
I think on the first drive, LSU is going to flip the script.
That's what I'm saying.
They know Georgia's going to be looking for the run. Joe Burrow and LSU are going to go out there and just throw the ball down the field and score on the first drive and just completely shell shock. No, I'm talking about first drive of the game.
Okay.
First drive of the game, LSU's going to go out there and start throwing the ball around the yard like it's nothing. And they're going to pick on those Georgia DBs and go ahead and just set the tone that, hey, I know you got a good rush defense. We have a Heisman Trophy winner, not contender. We have a winner right here. And we're about to show you why he's about to win the Heisman. I do think Joe Burrow is going to dismantle this Georgia team. I know Georgia's good at rushing the rush defense. I think eventually they'll break, and Edwards-Helaire will have at least 100 yards. I think he will get 100 yards. And probably I'll go 2 touchdowns. 100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
And the reason why I say this is because can you guys guess what score I gave this game yesterday on Pick'em?
Probably like 45,
42
15.
to 21 or 14.
Wait, what'd you say?
Like 42 to like 21 or 14.
45-21.
Okay.
Oh,
That's because you're Joe Burrow's biggest fan.
yeah, that's
45-21.
And you hate the Dogs.
because last year we saw him in the SEC championship. That was
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
if he's in the red zone, he's running the ball, he may turn it over.
yeah.
That may be a thing.
So I'm picking LSU in a blowout.
I'm picking LSU in a blowout too. I think it's more than 21 points. It's more than 3 touchdowns. I don't think it's close at all. I mean, Baylor, we know 28-3. We know that. And Oklahoma came back. That's great. And in that championship game, Baylor was controlling Oklahoma. And LSU has a much better, I don't care if LSU's defense for LSU standards is down, it is miles ahead of Baylor. And on top of that, you got to keep up with Joe Burrow and one of the most prolific offenses, not only in the country, but in LSU history.
I mean, not just Joe Burrow. Clyde's back there, too.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Edwards-Helaire here because he's having one of the best seasons, but he's behind Joe Burrow. I mean, they don't have to give it to him.
I mean, he has 1,300 yards. I mean, in a way, he's 1,290 and 16 touchdowns.
On a team with Joe Burrow.
So all going LSU?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We know where Jared's going. There's no way.
Future Heisman
yeah.
winner.
Former
Multiple
SEC co-offensive player of the week.
former and multiple SEC co-offensive player of the week.
Walter Camp Award winner. just
Walter
announced.
Camp Award winner.
I think he won
The
the
Home
Player of the Year
Depot
thing.
AP Player of the Week. I don't know if that's an award, but AP Player of the Year, I'm pretty sure he got. Home Depot something. The Extra Point Award for Most Outstanding Player, I just gave to him. I don't care what you guys say. I'm giving Joe Burrow that award. SEC champion. Joe Burrow's just going to do it all. And Joe Burrow will take down whoever has to play Oklahoma. I forgot their name for a second. And he'll take down Ohio State. I rode with Joe Burrow from the beginning. I believed in him when nobody else would. And I'm going to continue to believe until Bourbon is lit up like the 4th of July. Okay, this is going to get crazy.
Does Joe Burrow have heart?
He has a lot of it. Joe Burrow is the epitome of what Pitt is. And Joe Burrow has a lot of it. And that is why LSU will be your national champions of this year.
How many receiving yards do you think he'll have?
2.
That's fair.
No, you know what? I'll go even crazier. National championships are crazy. Joe Burrow will catch a touchdown.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him 9.
And a
Receiving
touchdown?
yards.
9 and a drop.
What this LSU team did this year is truly incredible. They're the greatest LSU team ever. They've got to be in the discussion for greatest team ever.
Yeah, USA Today opinion article that came out. LSU's Joe Burrow just completed the greatest season by college quarterback of all time,
Yeah.
which in turn puts LSU as one of the greatest teams of all time.
Yeah, I mean I definitely agree. I mean they're the fourth team ever to go 15-0, the first team to beat the preseason AP top 4. They set a record for most points scored.
Aren't they also the first number 1 team to win?
Yeah.
For the playoffs.
Yeah.
They did it.
First
They did it.
15-0 FCC team since Auburn 2010.
They put up 40 on 5 different AP top 10 teams as they won 7 AP top 10 games.
Hey,